Hello everybody, this is Crispy and welcome back to the second game of this series of 3 between Rine, who will be spawning on this map, xel'naga caverns, in the top right spawning location, and his opponent is going to be Xlord. I'll just call him Lord, not Xlord, because I'm not quite sure what that X is doing there. It's just going to make it a lot more harder for me to pronounce his name, as I have no concept of the English language basically, so I'm going to just be calling him Lord. And he'll be spawning as the blue Zerg in the bottom left spawning location, as I just mentioned, on xel'naga caverns. So, this is the second game of the series of 3. Rine, if you just watched the first match, you would know taking that first match, just putting a cannon push out the front of Lord's base, and Lord successfully pushed out from that. Now, I just want to quickly mention what Lord did, because I'm trying to learn how to play Zerg. And when every time I watch a Zerg game, they do this thing where they build their extractor and then blow it up. Now, what they do is, you see, you've got 18. Well, before he had 10 suppliers, he only had 1 overlord. Now, you can put a drone on the extractor to start building that, as it only costs 25 minerals, as you can see here. And then you build another drone, because that drone stops counting for your pop limit. And then you build another drone, and then blow that extractor up, and then you have. That allows you to build 1 extra drone over the pop limit, and I was like, why do they always blow their extractor up? But just in case anybody else was wondering, that is why they do it, and it's just very handy. So yeah, as I just said before, I'm trying to learn how to play Zerg, because I like to cast a lot of Protoss vs Zerg games, Protoss vs Terran as well, Protoss vs because my race is Protoss, so I don't like casting Terran and Zerg games. So I know a bit about Terran. When I first started out playing StarCraft, I played Terran, and then I started playing Protoss. So notice the quick expansion going down here. That's like not even 2 minutes, because Lord knows that Rine will probably not be getting too many units out right at this exact point in time, so he will be able to throw this expansion down right now. So as I was saying, I played Terran when StarCraft 2 first came out, and then I switched to Protoss, so I knew a bit about Terran to start off with, but I had never played Zerg before. I mean, like, I played it a little bit in StarCraft 1 and Brood War, but I never played it in StarCraft 2, so I'm just learning how to do that now. So, Lord going to be getting out a couple of quick Zerglings. These could be moving across the map to try be doing a little bit of early harassment, just see what's going on down there, and he's going to be moving one of these. Where's that attack moving? Around to that side of this tall grass, or these reeds, or whatever you want to call them. And these 3 Zerglings are probably just going to be taking the xel'naga watchtowers, or not, actually. This one, this is actually, well, this is a good thing to be doing. I just got completely muddled up in what I was saying then. But Zerglings are very good for just scouting out around the map. You can just see exactly what's going on. These Zerglings would have just seen that stalker coming out now. So Lord knows that there's a stalker on the field, and he's just going to be retreating all these Zerglings, probably producing no more Zerglings. As I was about to say, he could be producing some more Zerglings, but he's not going to be producing any more Zerglings. He's going to be sending this Queen down here to to reinforce this for when the stalker comes, as well as throwing down a spine crawler. Now he's going to need to use this Queen to fight off this stalker. And where did all these Zerglings go? Here are 3 of the Zerglings, 1 more Zergling taking the xel'naga. He's going to have to be retreating because this stalker is on the way, and he is going to be shooting that Zergling if that Zergling does not get out of the way there. Except he's not actually shooting that Zergling. That Zergling is going to is not going to get out, actually. So this stalker just retreating out of that battle before his shields were completely lost, and he's just going to be firing a couple of shots down upon this spine crawler, and Lord getting another Queen out. He needs the spine crawler to finish right now to get these couple of Zerglings over here as well. Now this spine crawler is finished, so Rine knows he will not be able to engage this without potentially risking the loss of every one of his Zerglings and Queens. Not Zerglings and Queens, without risking the loss of his 2 stalkers. So he's going to have to back out of that. Very nicely played by Lord. He has now secured his expansion, and his income is just about the same as Rine, because as all Zerg players would know, if you are a Zerg player, obviously you are, if you're a Zerg player, just completely screw that sentence up. You always need to be 1 expansion up on your opponent, no matter what race they are. I suppose if they're Zerg, it wouldn't really matter as much, but still, always try to be 1 expansion up. So, Lord going for the Roach Warren now, which I would say is okay to be doing, but it would not be as effective seeing as how there are all these stalkers here. And gonna try to be taking out this nexus, but that nexus will be fine as the shields will just regenerate later. And this not proxy pylon, sorry, but this pylon going down right here with the forge, Rine's probably just going to be making a little bit of a wall off here, making it substantially harder for all of Lord Zerglings to be getting up in his face and all in this natural expansion. Now I just noticed that Rine is researching hallucination. Now that is something that I personally do not see very often, and I'm sure you guys probably wouldn't see that being researched very often, as hallucination is not a very widely or commonly used ability. Obviously it is an ability that can be used, but sorry, I need a cough. Oh, I just had something stuck in my throat, probably from my lunch. I had a sausage roll and it was all flaky and pastry-like, so yeah. So anyways, you can use hallucinations with these sentries. I would assume that's why he's getting so many sentries. He's got 6 sentries to these 2 stalkers and 2 zealots. And yeah, these sentries can create a lot of hallucinations and make your army just appear absolutely gigantic, and that will distract. I just heard something explode. Oh, that was this getting out of the ground. And that will distract all your opponent's units from being able to shoot your real units, as they will be killing the hallucinations. So, what was that? Oh, that was probably for Overlord movement. Yep, just researching the Overlord movement speed. That's something that I never do when I'm Zerg. I never research Overlord movement. Now, if we just look at this, Lord thinks that... Alright, now, I've never used a hallucination before, so I'm not sure if Lord can actually see this bar, and he knows that that is a hallucination, but he will now. He will know that now, as there was no damage taken by the Overlord. So that is just a very helpful way for Lord to scout around. No, sorry, Rine to scout around in Lord's base and just check out what's going on. Because if you look here in the hallucination, if you go to hallucination, you can make any hallucination unit you want here. And I've actually seen that happen in a couple of matches. See, look, now he just makes another Phoenix hallucination. He'll just be checking out what's going on down here. Just going to be checking out if there's an expansion going down here. And he will know in just a short period of time that there is an expansion going down here. And he will need to engage from this ramp to take out that expansion. And he will also be taking a quick look down here to see what's cracking down here. There's a queen, and that Sporklord is going to be taking out that hallucination. And Xlord, or just Lord, is hiding his army over here by this xel'naga watchtower. And notice the pylon wall going on here. Usually, at xel'naga watchtowers, if you're a Protoss player, you need to put 1 pylon here. It actually is better what Rine is doing now, putting 2 pylons here to make a complete wall, but at least 1 pylon. So that... Now... Lord can see these 2 gateways, Stargates, sorry. He knows that there's going to be Phoenix or Void Rays on the map, so he's probably going to need to be getting some Hydras or Mutas. Here we go. We see the Spire in the production tab. We do have Corruptors, which are actually even better than Mutas against air units. So, although these Phoenix are extremely good air units, they can shoot while flying, which I particularly love about the Phoenix. So, as I was saying before, these 2 pylons are going to spot any units coming in these this back entrance where there's tall grass is, and they're also, if you make a complete wall like this, they're also actually going to prevent the units from getting through that wall, which gives you a much longer time to be able to get some units in on that and try to defend your own base. Now, these couple of real Phoenixes are going to be flying in there. They do not do very much damage at all against Corruptors, as they do 10 damage against light and 5 damage against normal. So they're just going to be like healing right back up to normal health. But fortunately for Rine, he now knows that there are going to be Corruptors on the map, and he will need to find something to be able to deal with that. I would say the best Protoss thing to deal with Corruptors is not air, as Corruptors obviously do lots of damage against air and massive units, as we can see right here, which is why if you have Colossi and your opponent has Corruptors, you are not in a fantastic position, as Corruptors just annihilate Colossi. So it looks like there's going to be a bit of a battle going on here. All these Corruptors just hanging out here, as there are no air units for them to engage. They're just going to be flying away with their little tentacle things. Rine just forcing Lord to retreat all of his units. And these Corruptors are just going to be flying in here to see what's happening. They're going to try be making something of this, I reckon. All these roaches are going to be retreating with those little glowing things on their backs, which shows you that they can burrow. Now, rine is very